As you know, cancer has a major impact on people around the world. The numbers back that up. More than 1.8 million people in the U.S. are diagnosed with some form of cancer every year, and more than 600,000 will die from it. For men and women, lung and colon cancers are at the top of that list. Now, the good news is that over the past few decades, the number of people surviving cancer has gone up. Today is National Cancer Survivor Day, and we welcome Dr. Jeremy Jones, an oncologist from the Comprehensive Cancer Center at Mayo Clinic. Dr. Jones is going to share with us some information about why we're seeing more people living and thriving with cancer. Good morning to you, Dr. Jones.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we know that more people are being diagnosed with cancer, but we're seeing more people surviving it. Is there an easy answer as to why that's happening?
Well, there's never an easy answer, but I think there's a few complex answers that we can sort of summarize easily. I think number one, we're getting better at diagnosing cancer at earlier stages. Certainly screening helps in this regard. And then, you know, kind of the easier part of that is, the harder part of that is we're getting better at treating patients. We're getting better at rendering them free of cancer.
And let's talk about colon cancer. I know that's an area in which you specialize. What are we seeing in terms of treatment for colon cancer? Have things advanced there?
They have, but we are as oncologists, we're greedy, right? It's never good enough. We certainly have seen improvements over the last 30 years. We've seen about doubling of what we would expect the lifespan for somebody to live. But we've also seen sort of a very concerning trend over the last 30 years. We've seen about a 50% increase in the rate of colon cancer diagnosis in patients under the age of 50. And so it's bringing to the forefront that we really need to make sure that we're capturing these patients who are traditionally, who we used to think are too young to have colon cancer. Unfortunately, we're seeing them more and more frequently.
Yeah, and that's scary when you think about the average age you get screened for the first time is 50 years old. So in that bend, talking about screenings, a lot of people have put that off because of COVID. You know, the last 2 years, they didn't do their screenings. What screenings do you think are really important to focus on right now?
So I'll correct you one time. We did actually change the screening recommendations for colon cancer screening for average risk patients in response to this increase in early onset colon cancer. We've changed it to 45 years old. And so this is new. It just changed last year. And so all patients should realize that 45 is the new 50. And so I think that colonoscopy is one of the most important screening. Obviously, I'm biased because I treat colon cancer, but this is one of the most important. But let's not forget mammograms, PSA screening, and then just general wellness checks also.
All right, that's really good to know. I had not heard the 45 years old. Everybody still talking about being 50
That's why we're
years
here.
Old. All right. Thank you, Dr. Jones. Hey, listen, for anyone who has a family history of cancer, are there certain habits that you warn your patients about to avoid?
Yeah, there's a lot of different lifestyle interventions that can certainly been shown to reduce risk. Cigarette smoking or tobacco obviously is one that's very clear. Too much consumption of alcohol. Certainly, diet has a role. It's probably not as large of a role as cigarette smoking or alcohol, but I think a life of moderation. Try to avoid, I would say, no smoking and minimal drinking. But all of those things are important. There's not one thing that will 100% protect you from cancer, but trying to live a life of moderation is probably the most important.
All right, Dr. Jeremy Jones from Mayo Clinic, thank you so much for your insight on this.
Thank you for having me.